Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 20th episode of this BS. Somehow we're
All
still
right, we're
doing
still
this.
here. Yeah, I'm proud of us.
Go tell your friends.
Yeah, for real. Like, come on.
Like, kidnap them if you need to.
Yeah.
Fucking clamp their eyes open and make them watch this shit.
We don't have to
Make
actually
them
watch
watch
it.
it.
Just make them, kidnap them and make them bring their phone.
You know, this might not actually be a bad episode to make them start on because this one might actually be a little shorter. There's not a
Yeah.
lot to talk about this week, so
And, full disclosure, we're a little pressed for time.
yeah.
So, column A and column
But-
B are working nice with each other here.
Yeah. But we wanted to bring you guys something this week.
Some
Yeah.
quality content, because
Because
that's
we
what
care about this.
Yeah.
Quote unquote quality.
This is... could be worse.
I'm about to say we could just be making a bunch of racist jokes for 30 minutes.
I could definitely do that.
There's
You
shots
know
at
what?
someone.
Let's not.
Yeah, let's not do that. Well, what we are gonna do is get into our a weekly segment we do on this called Underrated Overrated, where we talk about something that we think either doesn't get enough attention or gets too much attention in our opinion for the actual quality of it.
Yeah.
And this week,
I'll start off this week because I'm gonna
Yeah.
be relatively positive. Let's start positive, go negative, and then end positive.
okay,
I'm going to talk about the musician. His name is Lone. You've probably never heard of him. He's from Nottingham, England. And I decided, well, Derek decided to choose him for me because he knows I like his music. And I was like, you know what, you're right. And a lot of people don't know him. You've probably heard his music because his beats and stuff get sampled a lot. And the rapper Azalea Banks, who we may or may not talk about later in this episode, her first studio album, the whole thing is basically made up of beats by this guy and another musician, Machine Drum. You know what? I'm gonna give it to both Lone and Machine Drum because they're both awesome. Yeah, it's Lone makes music that kind of like makes you see colors and makes you feel trippy and makes you feel like you're in outer space, and it also makes you feel nostalgic. It kind of reminds you of like the old days when you just used to sit and just play video games for hours and hours and just get absorbed in another world. And that's how I feel when I listen to his music. He has a song called New Color, and like I get it because when you listen to the song, it does like it makes you feel like you're experiencing something you've never experienced before. I'm gonna stop because it almost sounds like I'm like almost getting high just thinking about it. So I love him. Lone is awesome. My favorite song by him is called oh, that's tough. I shouldn't even brought that up. Never mind. I like too many of his songs to pick one. But I do like As a Child. I think it's a collaboration between he and Machine Drum. I really 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 love that song. That might be my number one. Either that or no. I'm gonna stop right there. Somebody else shut me up, please.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go. And speaking of trippy, I'm not gonna go too hard about this because maybe one day, like, I'll do a rant exactly on why I hate this movie. But yeah, I'm gonna say my pick for this week is a hidden gem. I don't know how many of y'all have seen this. I guess you have to see it for it to be overrated. But it's Doctor Strange. I saw this last year
the
when
Marvel
it came
movie.
out. Yeah, the Marvel movie, not the character. I'm indifferent towards him. But like the movie itself, I saw with our other co-host here, Josh.
Yo.
He was supposed to say hey.
Hey.
Thank you. But yeah, we saw it together, and I kind of hate this movie. Just because a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh," but the visuals, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh," but it's so bad. Like,
But the story.
I'm not gonna get too deep into it because I can feel like I can talk about this movie for like 20 minutes and why it's bad, but just to kind of speed run through the gist of my issues with this movie. Trash antagonist, like no personality at all between the two of them. Or two of them, right? Like there's the
Yeah, there's
actual
two
big guy,
antagonists.
and then there's like little guy trying to summon big guy.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange himself, has Marvel protagonistitis. That's a yeah, try saying that 5 times in a row fast. But yeah, I don't know. I'm tired of seeing Marvel characters who's like, I'm really smart guy, but I'm cocky. Yeah,
He's just Tony Stark.
Yeah, I'm perfect at everything I do when I know it. Cause
So he's Magic Iron Man.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Funny
like
thing, go
oh
ahead.
yeah, just um the magic in it is whack. I get it. It's his first movie, so they don't want to go too hard and like pull out all the tricks. But I'm like, no, the magic you do is some bullshit in this. Like, you can't lie to me. Tell me I'm gonna get magic and to get a whip and a cape. And like from a story perspective, like the narrative, like the plot itself is fine. The issue is that Doctor Strange as a character is broken from the beginning, and that he's not given a fault. And then when the movie tries to give him a fault without justifying why he has that fault, it doesn't work. They're telling me to believe something without showing me a reason to believe it. And basic screenwriting is you show, you don't tell. Because that's just insulting to the audience. You're assuming that they're dumb enough to believe whatever you tell them without any reason to believe it.
Unless
And I
it's
feel like,
TV.
yeah. But I feel like Marvel movies do that all the time. Because they can. I feel like, they don't. I think Marvel, Doctor Strange exemplifies why I don't like a lot of Marvel movies, and that it's lazy and it gets by on the moniker that it has without actually putting in the effort to be a good movie. So thumbs down all around.
So make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and tell
Right?
Derek why he's wrong.
Go for it, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. I will tell you the exact line that like exemplifies my hatred for this movie. If you want to do this, I'm about it.
About it.
Fun fact: both Iron Man and Doctor Strange, their actors respectively played a different version of Sherlock Holmes.
I never thought about that. You're absolutely
Huh.
right.
Weird.
I just made that connection. There you go.
So they're the same character inside and out.
I mean, have you ever
Benedict
seen
Cumberbatch.
Robert Downey Jr.
actually, but-
and
I see your point.
yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch in the same room at the same time?
Mirrors. There you go.
Oh,
This is Hollywood magic.
mirrors. It was editing.
Yeah. It's 2018,
Palette
man.
cleanser
Yeah.
time.
It was one of their stunt doubles.
Right.
So that mind fuck aside, I'm gonna be talking about kind of an underrated game that's flown under the radar of everyone. I think it's
My
called
thing
This
stopped
War of
recording.
Mine. It's an RTS, post-apocalyptic survival,
It's gonna be like a weird
which sounds
pause there,
weird.
'cause I had
Was it
to
based
stop
off a
it and
board game?
start it back. I don't know what just happened.
I mean, it looks like it was. I think it has a board game
Okay.
now. I don't know if it was
Okay,
based
I
off
don't
of
know
it
which one came
or
first.
whatever.
I'm still going.
But essentially, you're just three regular people.
Sorry about that, Josh.
No, you interrupted me with your technical
I
difficulties.
know you on a road too. I'm so sorry. I really apologize.
No, it's good. No, but this War of Mine, that's what I was talking about. It's RTS survival. You're three normal people trying to survive this world, and like you have each of these characters are super like mortal and die very fast if you don't like do the right shit. You have to build up a base, make sure that you have heat, food, and water, because it's also it's a winter setting also, so there's a bunch of snow and cold and shit. And every night you have to send someone out to go like scavenge for food, but there are people who want to kill you, just like to take your shit, maybe even eat you.
Just
Yeah.
eat you.
Just eat you. So like you have to manage resources and like make sure that you get resources back without having all of your people die. You have to make moral choices as to whether or not you let people in to like help them, or take the risk that they're just going to come in and gun you all down. And like you have to make sure that you have guards every night. Everyone is managing their sleep and everything. Otherwise, if you're too tired to defend yourself, you'll all die again. It's a difficult game, and it's a very somber. Like if you play it, the music is very somber, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're gonna die tomorrow." It's very defeatist game, but it feels good to play if you play it right.
Feels
War
good.
is hell.
What's that from? Oh, that's from Rick and Morty. That's where I remember it from. I think it was an actual song.
Oh,
What?
absolutely. Nothing Rick and
Yeah.
Morty is original. It's all
Ah, my
references.
God, I knew we were gonna start doing that. We have to do that in every episode. Take a shot at Rick and Morty.
I mean, yeah, take a shot every time we take a shot. So,
All right. But yeah, I guess that covers that. I don't want to go too deep into this Rick and Morty tangent. I feel like we've done that before multiple times.
yeah, we could just fill a whole 2-hour episode on Rick and
Yeah.
Morty riffs.
So this next segment, we like the show, by the way. Don't get it twisted. But this next segment, we are going to talk about, just some news that's going on, and we're going to do some video games first. And I'm going to let Josh talk about this one because it was his idea, and I don't know. Just go.
I mean, we don't have much to talk about, so I mean, this is just kind of a talking point for us. How do you guys feel about seasonal events in games?
I hate them.
Oh,
I hate free content in my video games.
all right, Derek. Well, you're banned.
But no, for real, like I'm fine with it. I think that like for games that don't do like paid DLC, I think this seasonal content is a great way to get people back into it, even if it's only for like a couple weeks. It still keeps the game like fresh in people's mind. Like Overwatch is a game that comes to mind, I think like every
MMO does it.
okay, but like I think it's like every other month, something like that. For a couple weeks they'll just have, or longer sometimes, they'll just have like a campaign where it's like with Overwatch, for example, because that's the one I have the most experience with. It's like Chinese New Year for a couple weeks, and
Oh yeah, that one's weird.
well, I think a lot of people in China. I think Overwatch is big in China. I don't
Is
know.
it?
I don't know. I'm not. I think so. Or maybe they just needed something to fill up that gap between January and like summer, and that was what they chose. But yeah, and like Christmas and Halloween and things like that, and especially like with games with loot boxes. Like again, I just think that it works so well because it's a good way of tricking people into caring about something. Because it's like, oh, my favorite character is getting a cool new skin. I'll play this game for a couple more weeks, and you know, yeah, it just keeps it on your mind. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, what he said. So.
One second, guys. I think Discord is dying.
So the thing is, the audience isn't going to be able to tell what's going on, but
Yeah, we
Discord
can't
is-
really
yeah.
talk to each other right now. We're all robots.
Beep bop beep doop bop beep deep bop boop.
Oh no! Wait, are we back?
Okay, yeah, I fixed it.
Okay, we're back.
Bada boo.
Sorry about that, folks. I'm not cutting that out.
Oh, okay.
It was like for half a second. They'll deal with it. But yeah, that's seasonal games. I guess. Is anyone else?
I mean, no, I think you pretty much said everything there is to say about it.
All right. Well,
Mario Odyssey has a Halloween update. Looks
it's-
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it's amazing, but
Mario Odyssey's running. See, that's kind of that's interesting to me because I see like online games and like MMOs and games that are mostly multiplayer that require updates like that to happen a lot. They'll get seasonal events, but things like Mario, I never even expected a Mario game to get a seasonal update.
oh, that's because Nintendo is better than your favorite game developer. So,
And
mean,
with that,
Nintendo
I
is
have
my
nothing
favorite
to
game
add to this
developer.
conversation.
am I wrong?
And Nintendo is my favorite game developer. What are you
Tell
talking
me
about?
I'm wrong.
Why would I?
All right. But yeah. So I guess the next thing that happened, I don't have a whole lot to say about this, but I'll talk about it because it was my idea and I have the most experience with this franchise, I'd imagine. Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I stopped
I
playing
couldn't
after
care
a
less
while.
about Call of Duty. So, yeah.
Well, so yeah, Black Ops 4 came out a couple weeks ago. And
Excuse me, I'm just gonna go to sleep.
yeah, we'll wake Tashel up when we get onto the next game. But Yeah, it came out a couple weeks ago, and from what I've seen of it, I didn't buy it just because I'm not in the business of spending $60 on Call of Duty anymore. Like, I think Black Ops 2 was the last Call of Duty. No, Ghost. Yeah, Ghost was the last Call of Duty like I was into. Then I went to college and I just kind of lost interest in it. But from what I've seen of Black Ops 4, I mean, it's fine. I think I like the Black Ops series. Well, I like the first one a lot, mainly for the zombies in it. I thought that was great. And then in 2, I felt like too much convoluted stuff got added to it. Like, Tashel's asleep, and I don't know if Josh is going to know what's going on, but, like, to pack a punch a gun and, like, in Black Ops 1, it's like you had to do, like, 3 things, and it was really easy. In Black Ops 2, it was like, you have to find the Ark of the Covenant, and then you get to pack a punch a gun. Like, that's way too much work. So I wasn't a fan of that. But people seem to like this new one. They replaced the story mode with the Battle Royale.
Oh, good.
And
We
people
need
like the
more of
Battle
those in
Royale.
our life.
Honestly, like, it looks like I've seen people play it for a little bit, and my thing is that, like, the loot system in that game just looks kind of overwhelming, and that there just seems to be a whole lot of stuff. And since I don't play the game, I don't know what each individual thing is, which isn't necessarily the game's fault. I'm sure if I was to play it, I'd get what's going on, but it seems okay. Seems like PUBG, but like faster. So, yeah, that's Black Ops 4, I guess. Cool. I think Treyarch, the people who make Black Ops, do a better job than the other Call of Duty developers.
There's 2 others.
Yeah. So, yeah, we can move on.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tashel, welcome
Died a
back.
little bit.
Welcome back, Tashel.
Yeah, you're back just in time for Luigi's Mansion for 3DS.
Oh, right back to sleep I go. No, I'm just kidding. I like Luigi's Mansion. I'm just kidding.
Josh,
that's
I'm sure you're
3DS,
happy
so-
about this.
No, I'm not.
Mr.
It's
Luigi's
3DS. Fuck
Mansion.
it.
Yeah,
You
I'm
keep
with
on
Josh
saying
on
that,
this.
like the 3DS isn't amazing.
Yeah, but it should have been on the Switch.
I
I
agree,
agree
though.
with Josh here. I don't think it needed to be on the 3DS. The 3DS needs to die.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that. It might be one of the last things we get for the 3DS. Or like
Hopefully.
Kirby games. I wouldn't be shocked if the 3DS just turns into a Kirby machine.
I will say I like that they used King Boo's new design in this one, and there's like a lot of tiny little things they added, but it's pretty much just a faithful remake.
Yeah.
Didn't like, is this a new Luigi's Mansion game or is it a port?
It's a port of the first one.
Okay, well,
But
that's
it uses
fine.
a lot of the mechanics from the second one, which makes me worried that the third one is going to have these new mechanics, where it's like a hybrid of the two. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Everyone prefers the first game. Just go back to that.
Can we get an Okami sequel that's not on a handheld also? Can we get one of those?
No.
Did you talk about Okami on Underrated before? I think you did.
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
that
you did.
definitely needs
Sounds
a-
familiar.
That needs a new game, like ASAP.
No,
Okami's
Okami's
such
great.
a good game. It's like one of my top 5.
All right. I didn't know that. So, next up, Starlink. Did it come out?
Yes, it came out on the 16th, I think it said.
Starlink released it. Yeah, so October 16th, so a few days ago as of us recording this. Anyone get it?
I haven't played it, so
But your boy's in it, Josh. You gotta get it, man.
my boy's in it probably for like a single mission.
The way they've been advertising, he better be in it more than a single mission.
I think it would be hilarious if he's just in it for a single mission and they've been like not lying to us, but lying to us,
I think it'd be hilarious if like he's just kind of off in the corner of one of the missions.
Or I was gonna
Like-
say, like, after you beat the game in the final boss, he shows up and is like, "All right, good job, team," and credits.
He's like, "Yeah, this was a Star Fox game the whole time. Good job." And then the game deletes itself.
Jesus Christ! What if you get the cartridge? Does it just like immolate? Like the cartridge just self-immolates?
Yeah.
You have to buy a new Switch. That's awful. Well, speaking of S's, because I guess we're done with Starlink. I don't think
Yeah, we'll
because I
talk
haven't
about
played it, and I probably won't play it. Full disclosure, I'm not a particular Star Fox fan in the first place.
How dare you?
Like I don't think it's bad. Like there's nothing wrong with Star Fox. It's just not my cup of tea.
I mean, there's many things wrong with Star Fox, and the
Well,
fact that we didn't get a good game until Star Fox 64, and we haven't gotten a good game since.
you know what, Josh? You and I, like, we're good friends, but like the video games we like the classic ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the two that come to my mind with you are Star Fox. Like the three that come to my mind are Star Fox, Zelda, and Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm only like a big fan of the gameplay of one of those.
Yeah. I mean, but I also like Metroid. It's just not like my biggest game.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we don't have to be the same person, Derek.
we don't. Oh, well, I guess I
Are
gotta
you-
throw this Josh suit I made away.
Oh. Fuck, I'm gonna go through my Derek suit away.
We can just trade. We can be
Yeah,
each other
we'll
for
just-
Halloween.
There we go.
All right, so this just got creepy. Let's get to normal stuff. Tashel, you talk about this one because I think you like this game, or I'm putting words in your mouth. I don't know.
You totally are. I like Soul Calibur 2, and I kind of like dropped off after that.
Oh
Did I put this on here?
no, I did.
Oh, yeah, you definitely are putting words in my mouth. I haven't really been into the Soul Calibur games since 3. And 3, I don't know, that was the one I think that had the weird, like, Yoda and Darth Vader
I
cameos.
thought that was 4.
Maybe it was 4. See, that goes to show how much I've been paying attention to this. The last Soul Calibur game I was really into was 2, and that was back on the GameCube, so...
Josh, how do you feel about Soul Calibur?
Who? I'm gonna go to sleep real quick.
The main thing that I remember about Soul Calibur is back when this was like way back when I still went to church. What a fucking idiot. But
Whoa!
Like, comment, subscribe.
like I would go to like Sunday school and there was this guy who always talked about Soul Calibur, but he pronounced it Soul Cobbler, like peach cobbler.
Oh.
And I just got
Soul-
really confused because I was like, "You eat souls?" And then
Soul
a few
Cobbler.
like years later, Dark Souls came out, and I was like, "What?" But I don't know. I have no feelings about Soul Calibur. Apparently, you can like make custom characters in this one, and I don't know. I've seen some stuff I really don't like of those.
Have you seen a Bowsette yet?
I've seen a Kirby. I'll talk about that off camera because the people listening to this can't see this picture of Kirby I have, but it's rough. So yeah, I guess Soul Calibur. Is anyone gonna get Soul? Is it on anything that we have? Is it on PC? Probably not, right? Because it's a fighting game.
I mean,
Well,
Soul Calibur
no,
can be on
because
PC
Street Fighter.
games.
Soul Calibur 6 PC. Is this a game? Yeah, okay, I can buy it on Steam. I'm not gonna.
Neither am I.
But I don't know if someone wants to gift me Soul Calibur. If you just want to give me $60, I'll we can play it. We can do a game review of Soul Calibur 6.
Yeah,
Can
you have
watch
to buy
me
it
be
for all
bad
of
at
us.
fighting games. Maybe that's the reason I don't like Soul Calibur, because I'm just inherently bad at fighting games. Like fighting games and racing games I'm just trash at.
No,
But I don't
love
like Soul
I love
Calibur.
both
Like
genres. I love fighting games and racing games.
I like racing games. The only fighting games I like are Mortal Kombat, and that's because I like the characters in it. And I guess Smash Brothers, if you count that as a fighting game, which is subjective.
Barely.
Yeah,
It's more of a party game.
yeah. But I don't know. So Discord's gaming service, right? So what was this exactly, Josh?
So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really do any research into any of this.
Most professional podcasts.
Yeah, but I did see that Discord released a gaming service. I think it only comes, like, you can actually buy the games, or you can get the Nitro thing where you get a bunch of games for being part of Nitro, which is their subscription service.
Okay, I found it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Discord has launched or like the store, it's in beta, but they've launched a global store.
yeah. Is it
So,
is it like you actually get the games, or is it streaming? Because one is good, one is awful.
you buy games via it, from what I'm seeing. Like it's a
Do,
store.
like, is it? Do you download it like Steam?
Yeah, I think it's a similar thing to that.
Okay, because if you download it, then it's fine. If you stream it, then I hate
Um,
Thanks, I hate it.
it.
so there are going to be a few exclusive games, it looks like, eventually coming through this. Or they're going to be exclusive to Discord store for 90 days. And it's a part of Discord Nitro, which admittedly. Okay, so I guess if you pay for Discord Nitro, which I think is just like their premium Discord service, like I know.
It's their subscription service, and
Yeah.
like if you pay for Nitro, you get it's like how Nintendo's doing it. You get a bunch of games for free.
And you get like what's it called? Like your profile picture can be a GIF. You can
Yeah,
upload bigger files through the chat, yada yada yada. It's $10 a month. Hey, why are we shilling for Discord? Discord, cut the check, and we'll shill for you as much as y'all want us to.
yeah.
Yeah, for
I
real.
was I was gonna cut a promo for this War of Mine because you can get that free with Nitro, but
Cut the check.
yeah,
Yeah, we don't do free promo out here. Not anymore. We used to. I don't know
yeah.
what,
No,
got up our asses to make us think, so high and mighty of ourselves. But
we haven't gotten any checks yet. That's what happened. No money.
yeah, that's clearly all we're about here on the Ig'rance podcast. But I guess, I mean, that's cool. I don't know how well it's going to do just because I only know of one person with Discord Nitro. So, like, I don't know. I'm not going to buy games through Discord. Like, Steam is right there.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, let me
They're-
look at my desktop. Yeah, Steam and Discord are literally right above each other. Like, they're icon on my desktop, like the shortcut. So, like, I don't know. I'm just going to buy games through Steam or, like, Humble Bundle or something like that.
yeah. Who do they think they are, thinking they can compete with Steam?
Well, I mean, Humble can do it just because, like, they offer something different, but this to me just seems like,
I mean,
I guess,
they are technically
similar to
offering something different.
Humble. Yeah. But I don't
guess-
know. I guess, like, if you were to take advantage, if I was the kind of person who would take advantage of the other perks of Discord Nitro, I'd be much more, like, interested in this. But I don't have Discord Nitro.
Yeah, it's probably just a promo for Discord Nitro. Like,
Right.
yeah, you can buy the games if you don't have it, but it's much better if you have it.
Right. So, I guess that's cool. I don't know. Are we going to buy any games through this?
Off of Steam, hell, I mean, off of Discord, hell no.
All right. Well, until you cut the check, Discord.
Yeah,
The
Discord.
one that I'm sure, I'm sure we're who you're checking for. All
About 9
right.
subscribers.
Yeah. Hey, that's up from last week.
You're welcome.
Don't give it away.
But yeah, I guess that covers it for video game related stuff. Kind of a lacking week. Oh, actually have one thing I want to mention. So I played The Amazing Spider-Man yesterday, right, guys?
Oh yeah,
It's good.
You don't say.
Like, I don't know. It was fun. Like, movement in it was really fun. Kind of a bit jarring that Spider-Man can jump off of the Empire State Building, land on his head, and he's completely fine.
He is a
Zero fall
superhero,
damage.
man.
I guess
Well, I
so,
mean,
but Jesus
fall
Christ.
damage doesn't affect bugs, so
Does it not?
no.
Well,
Have you
spiders
ever
aren't
dropped?
bugs; they're arachnids. So
There's, that's
yeah.
part of the bug family, Derek.
No, it's not. They're separate. Are
Well,
you-
I mean,
all right.
Spider-Man's symbol only has 6 legs, so
His name is
Up
Spider-Man.
there, spiders are bugs.
Are they
get
bugs?
fucked.
Yeah, because they're arthropods.
Oh, all right. I was wrong.
They're not insects.
Ah, I see. I'm getting my jargon jumbled. jumbling
See,
my
that's what we
jargon.
get for pretending like we know anything. Let's
Yeah, we
move
don't
on.
know. Yeah. So yeah, film and television stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, such interesting things have happened in the world of television and film these last 2 weeks, right?
Oh, so
No.
much.
Okay. Titans came out.
Woo! No one cared.
Have any of us seen the episode? The first, I guess the first 2 episodes are out now, right?
I didn't even know any of that was out.
So-
I fucking deleted that from my mind.
Tashel, what did you think of the first 2 episodes of Titans?
Well, I didn't, so.
Oh. All right, so James Gunn is on board to direct Suicide Squad 2.
Poor James Gunn. Not
Wasn't he
because,
the-
like, he's the guy. Isn't he the one who, like,
Yeah, he
got
was
fired
the
from
Guardians of the Galaxy guy, right?
Yeah, I say poor James Gunn because, like, he's setting himself up for a fail here.
Wait,
Suicide Squad?
did Disney not take him back?
No.
No.
Oh, well, that's probably all he could get was Suicide Squad.
I mean, the check is probably going to be nice, but oh my god, what a.
Well, do we think that he would? Do we think that the Guardians of the Galaxy?
No. It's funny because I mean I don't even know what you were gonna just now.
It doesn't matter.
No, nothing matters with DC. It's all going downhill. Like I feel like we say the same thing every week, but I mean it. Like it's a disaster. It's a travesty. And Suicide Squad from the get-go always kind of felt like DC trying to do like their version of a Guardians of the Galaxy. It just didn't put any effort into it. They put effort into the costumes and the makeup, and that's it.
And they got an Oscar for that.
Right. And they put effort into casting decent people, but they didn't do anything with them.
Well, that's DC in general. Like the movies typically have looked pretty okay.
It doesn't fucking matter who you get to direct it. You can have Stanley fucking Kubrick directing this movie, and then it would still be cut by a trailer company. So
Can Stanley Kubrick come back from the dead?
I was about to say, I don't think Stanley Kubrick has directed anything anymore.
That'd be quite an accomplishment.
that's, I mean, hypothetically.
Speaking of DC, can we talk about? I just moved it up. Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
This is probably
don't ever bring up Stanley Kubrick and modern DC in the same sentence anymore. Don't you discredit one of the greatest directors of all time like that.
So there's this whole thing. People, well, I bet this has probably died down because this was the rumor last week, and it's probably not a rumor anymore. But apparently, there's a conspiracy theory saying that Henry Cavill was never fired and it was all just a marketing campaign to hype up Man of Steel 2.
Well, I never
But-
thought that he was fired. I thought he
Yeah,
quit.
I thought he quit. I did too. But the other rumor that's come out, which I actually believe more, is that they are taking the villain and the script from Man of Steel 2 and they're making it into a Supergirl movie.
So,
I
I mean, one of the logic, the first one's logic doesn't fucking make sense. If
No,
you
it's
think
nonsense.
if you think Henry Cavill quit, you're just gonna stop like caring altogether. Like, I mean, that's what I did.
I mean,
Sorry, all right.
I stopped caring before this rumor.
Yeah, but like I just stopped paying attention to
And-
it after that.
I mean, the only thing, again, I'll say this, I've said it before, Henry Cavill had to make the decision to keep his mustache for, what was it, Oceans?
No, it
Mission
was
Impossible?
Mission Impossible.
For Mission
Yeah.
Impossible, or cut it off for Justice League.
Superman. Yeah.
And he
I
chose...
think he made the right choice.
I agree, because people like Mission Impossible.
No one likes Justice League.
No,
Like, that's-
even us that didn't hate it, I think, because I didn't hate Justice League, but
No,
it was
I've
still
seen
like,
yeah.
I actually think it made more money too. But I
Than
don't want
what?
to put that out there
Mission
and then
Impossible?
not be true. Yeah, I think Mission Impossible made more money than
Oh, I think
Justice
so.
League.
Because Justice League barely went even, I think. It might have lost money. You keep on talking and I'll look that up.
I'm looking it up now.
I mean, even if Justice League barely broke even.
Yep, it made more money. Yep, it
Oh,
made $100
man.
million more than Mission Impossible.
All right.
Oops. I mean, less than
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. So he made the right choice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say even if it broke even, it was still way more expensive to make than Mission Impossible. So
Way
Yeah,
more.
that's true.
It's just, it's a shame too because it's such a cheap looking movie, and I hate to say that because I know that the people that put the work into it, they probably tried their best with what they were given, but you had to make a CG mouth. Why? Like, what an unnecessary task to give to somebody.
Yeah, no, that's
In a
my thing.
blockbuster? Ugh.
Like, I don't think that it like looked particularly like ridiculously jarring. It's just
Except
the
for Shinnok, he looked awful.
Oh yeah, Shinnok.
Whoever the villain
What
was,
was
I
his
don't remember
name?
what his name
What was
was.
his name, Josh?
uh
I don't know why I expect you to know.
Steppenwolf, I think.
Steppenwolf, yeah. Instead
Steppendorf?
of Darkseid. They should have just went with Dark. Anyway, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not turning this into a DC rant. I'm not doing it.
What? You don't like Steppenwolf?
No.
Oh,
He's a Power Rangers villain.
Basically.
you know?
He looks, acts, and feels like a Power Rangers villain.
You know what? There are Power Rangers villains that are more threatening than Steppenwolf. That's sad.
Steppenwolf wants the boxes so he can call his mommy.
Fuck this mommy.
I don't get the reference.
He keeps calling them mother.
Because
Oh,
it's the mother box and yeah.
oh.
Anyway,
I forgot about that movie.
Power Rangers.
I don't blame you.
Speaking of Power Rangers, I think they're going forward with the sequel Power Rangers movie.
I mean, I had fun when I watched the last Power Rangers movie.
Oh, I thought
The
it was
movie
a
was
blast.
awful.
it
Oh, it
was
was
not
terrible.
good.
It was
It was
amongst the
bad
worst,
movie.
but I had a blast.
No,
Well, I was
when
also
the-
drunk, to be honest. But
Power Rangers theme came on,
oh, I was here
like
for
I
it.
got giddy in the theater. That was a bad movie day for me though, because we watched Power Rangers. Like I was with a date, and I was like, "Oh, I want to see Power Rangers," and she was like, "All right," and I want to see Ghost in the Shell. That was a bad day for movies.
Ugh, did you go to both?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
at least
I
Power
remember
Rangers
you
was
wouldn't-
probably fun.
I remember you wouldn't watch Power Rangers with me because of her. How dare you?
Did I?
Well,
Well, I did.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see.
I don't-
I'm not gonna pay to see Power Rangers twice.
Right. I
go,
mean,
go Power Rangers.
I didn't expect you to, but you went and saw it with her.
Yeah.
I guess I did prioritize booty over my boy. I'm sorry, Josh.
I mean,
All
that's
right,
fine.
Tashel wasn't a fan of that.
Go Power Rangers.
I mean,
So,
just
Iron Fist, Iron Fist has been canceled after 2 seasons.
Yay!
I haven't seen Iron Fist.
who?
It's awful.
Josh, have you seen Iron Fist?
Are you talking about Doomfist?
It's so bad.
No. Did Doomfist have a TV show?
No.
I want to see Doomfist trying to eat cereal, but he's like holding the spoon with a big hand.
With this Doomfist hand.
Yeah.
I still want Doomfist to be that. What's his fucking name? The guy who did the Old Spice commercials.
Terry Crews.
Yes, I want him to be Terry Crews.
They should do that for like for a DLC skin, or like an event
Iron-
skin.
Iron Fist is like, it's easily the worst of the Marvel TV shows and like the Daredevil, the Defenders group. He's easily the worst, and I think he's actually just the worst character. It's the most generic and blech. And he was the most annoying in the Defenders, and the Defenders wasn't even really that great, to be honest.
They're called the Defenders. Like I know that they're discount Avengers, but even in name, like, would you rather be defended or avenged? Like one of those just
Defenders
sounds so.
assemble!
Well, I mean, when you put it that way, I'd rather be
I
defended.
would rather be
because
defended because avenged implies you're dead.
You're right.
But avenge just sounds so much cooler than defend. Or like if you were like leading a group of like warriors, would you say like avenge them or defend them? You know?
You know what I want? You remember the Justice Friends from Dexter's Lab?
Yes.
Yes.
Can they make a comeback? I want to watch that
Oh
instead.
man.
I'm
That
so
would
sick
be-
of all these superheroes. I want to see the Justice Friends.
What were their names?
With
Valhalla,
Major
the
Glory,
the
who was my
what?
favorite.
The Imwhatable Kronk
The Infraggable Kronk.
and Valhalla.
And Valhalla, who was the worst character?
Valhalla.
He didn't make any
excuse me.
sense. And then
It
there
was just a
White
stoner,
Tiger,
I guess.
and then Crunk. He loved to watch the TV Puppet Pals, which are
Yeah.
my favorite.
And just beat the shit out of each other. You can tell how much we care about Iron Fist, by the way.
Right?
Since we're sitting here laughing about a show that's been off TV for like 10 years.
To be
So-
fair, it is kind of related because it is a parody of the Avengers. So
Right.
I
yeah.
think Justice Friends has a white tiger.
yeah, I said that White
Yeah.
Oh,
Tiger.
did you? Yeah.
And then there was I can't remember his name, but he was like a communist version of Major Glory. He was Russian, like so ridiculous, but I loved it.
I
There
don't
was
know.
an episode about getting a piece of Dorito taken out of Crunk's teeth. Like that's the kind of show that was.
Yeah.
I want that back. Anyway,
So, yeah, I guess that. Josh, have you seen Iron Fist?
No.
Do you watch this shit? I don't know. Nigga, you've seen every single episode of One Piece. I don't want to hear it.
Bitch, I don't watch bad shows.
That's. I
Except
just said
for
you've
One
seen
Piece.
Have you seen every single episode of Naruto?
No, I haven't.
Shippuden?
No.
Gotta go, guys.
Which ones have you not seen? The filler?
No, I stopped watching Shippuden after like the big like after Meteor started hitting the ground. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Oh, just like in the middle of it, or I guess the
Yeah.
middle of the end. I don't know.
And
Like
an
the middle-
LADY, nah, he's not shy.
shy.
Yeah, middle of the end, and then like Naruto, I stopped watching after the long filler shit. But
I've
see
never
that
seen any of the filler. The
that one
4
I'm allowed to have
seasons.
watched because that's the only anime that I had exposure to.
Yeah. What about? I mean, you've seen all of Dragon Ball Super.
I have seen all of
poor
Dragon Ball
child.
Super.
You've
Pray
seen
for
all
you
of
for that
Hunter
one.
x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter's a
Shots,
good
bang,
show.
bang.
Fuck you.
Yeah, let's
Um,
not open that can of worms
yeah.
back up, please. I'll have to take another nap if we do.
But in a similar vein to Iron Fist being canceled after 2 seasons, Luke Cage also got the axe after 3, I think.
I'm less happy about that, but as I'm sure is probably evident in the way we talk about this stuff, I'm kind of tired of all of these. Everything is superhero this and superhero that.
Right. So, my thing actually is more so. So, I'm gonna put the conspiracy theorist hat on, right?
Oh hell yeah, let's go.
So, I can't do the voice. Tashel, do I don't. This isn't gonna work. We have to plan this out. Next time I get into the conspiracy theorist thing,
This is all coded.
I'll have Tashel set something up for me. But
They're making the water. They're turning the frogs gay in the water.
all right, no. We're not going to him. I hate him. Like I actually hate him. We're banning him from the show. No
I'm
more.
with you on that. We can ban him. I didn't even say his name. You'll notice.
Exactly. Like
Freaking frogs gay.
no, we're not doing that. I hate. Like I don't even joke about him in real life. Other people we ban from the show, I'll joke about. I hate him.
Yeah, I can second that. Definitely banning that guy.
I fucking love him. He's so ignorant.
Don't you call him ignorant?
No, he's
ignorant.
ignorant.
Ignorance is a compliment.
He's one of the worst.
But back
Anyway.
to,
Seal of disapproval.
Definitely.
yeah. But back to my conspiracy theory. So 2 of Marvel's live action shows that are on Netflix have been canceled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Marvel also gearing up for their own streaming or Disney streaming service?
Yeah, Disney
Right.
is gonna do a streaming service in a couple of years.
Yeah, so I mean, this
This is all coded.
this makes sense to me. Like if they're trying to direct traffic from Netflix to their own thing, I don't know why they would keep on putting shows on Netflix. Like it's not really that much of a conspiracy theory. I feel like it's just kind of basic business. If you're going to start
It's not
competing
really
with
that
someone,
coded.
you stop giving your competition money.
Yeah.
Which,
There's a war on for your mind.
how do we feel about Disney starting a streaming service?
I think they should have been done it.
They have
can't believe they're
they have
waiting so
enough
late.
old content to like keep people on board. And they
They're
have
very
enough
late.
money for new content. Yeah, like I'm sure it'll be fine because it's Disney. The Disney's bad at losing money, which
Look
is a
at
good thing.
the Star Wars franchise.
Well, they're not. No, they're making money off of that. Maybe not the movies, but like merchandise. At the end of the day, you always have that to fall back on. One of the highest selling franchises from a merchandise perspective of all time.
But it was that before they bought it. The
Right, but
fact
now
that
they have it. They
a
can't.
movie under their control is the first Star Wars to lose money, I think is
That's
telling.
that's true. But I don't
Let's not
think they're going to
forget,
make the same
Disney
mistake
has not
twice.
been like this forever. Like
That's
they've
true.
always
Yeah.
had ups and downs. They've just been on a roll lately, but they're not infallible. They are very capable of messing this whole thing up.
Speaking of messing this whole thing up, Tashel, talk about this. Talk to the
Oops,
people.
I closed the thing.
Oh,
What are we
Aladdin.
talking about? Oh God.
Ooh.
Thanks. I hate it. So, of course, because all the other ones have been a success, they're going to basically do all of the Disney Renaissance movies as live action films. And Beauty and the Beast received, you know what? I'm actually not even going to use that word. It was totally disrespected, to put it nicely. And
It was trash.
it was garbage. It was a slap. I actually think I already did a rant
We've
about
done this.
one
Yeah, we
day.
ranted about this.
So you can basically just copy and paste what I said and put it here. But the one thing I will say about this, I like Will Smith a lot. There was a point in time when Will Smith was probably like my favorite actor. I still have a lot of affection towards Will Smith. I think he's very, very, very talented and all that kind of stuff, and he's super charismatic and all that. There's
Is
only
he-
one Robin Williams though. I don't
Yeah,
wanna
those
see
are going to
him-
be tough
and
shoes to fill. Like,
Even Dan Castellaneta, when he would do the genie, whenever Robin Williams wouldn't do it, like I don't know.
it just doesn't feel right.
It's not Robin Williams. Like,
Yeah.
Robin Williams was the genie. Like, I don't want to hear Will Smith as the genie. I'm not here for that. I don't care what they're gonna do with it. I don't really want to see Aladdin done again because
I'm not seeing this movie.
Oh, I'm definitely not. My opinion is always with these kind of movies. Why would I spend the money to go see a live action version of something when there's an animated version of it that's way better that I could just go watch anytime I want?
Right.
And they're doing a Lion King one. And
They're doing Mulan.
I care even less about that because I don't know. That one is like they're just making it in CG. So really, what was the point of doing that? At least in
Money.
Aladdin, there's live action. There's actors. In the other one, it's just gonna be animated again. It's just gonna be 3D. What's the point of that?
It's just like the Jungle Book.
Oh, I can't. At least in the Jungle Book, there's Mowgli. There's no humans in the Lion King. What's the point? And I actually think the Jungle Book was one movie that actually could have used a makeover because the original is kind of a mess. I mean, the
Yeah.
remake is not really much better from what I've seen, but I don't
The
know.
theory
man.
behind the Jungle Book stands a lot stronger than, because that's kind of the thing. Like Mulan and Lion King and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast, like the animated versions of those are
Yeah, they don't need it.
good. They're
Ugh.
great. Like they can exist as is forever.
The
I mean,
only
like-
one of those that I could actually hear a case for is Mulan because maybe they want to, I don't know, fix some of the wrongs that they did because there are some little racist moments here and there that
Yeah.
are a little insensitive in 2018. But I don't get the point in redoing Arabia
Aladdin,
Night. Like, what's the point of that?
The live action movie of Mulan should be just an hour and a half of "Make a Man Out of You" song.
Well, see, I'd actually go see that.
And with Mulan, if the prince doesn't do, because this is something people don't talk about, but like when the prince finds out that Mulan is a woman, he gives like an actual like phew.
Like, phew, yeah. Don't have to explain that to Dad.
Let's say like, oh, thank God that's not a can of worms I have to open when I get home. Which I think is hilarious, and I hope that stays in this one.
I hope it actually, like, stops production.
It just blows up.
Yeah,
Like none of
even
the
with
people
Aladdin.
involved, because I don't want anyone to get hurt. But like,
No, the movie itself. I just want,
Yeah.
like, all the copies of it. Like, at the end of Infinity Wars, I wanted to just, like,
Wither
disappear.
away. Okay.
Yeah, just into dust.
All right. Well, I'm with you. I'm not gonna see this. Like, I have no reason to. I like Aladdin, and I like Will Smith. But I don't like Will Smith enough to see Aladdin again, but worse.
All I have to say to this is all of my hate in itty bitty space. So there you go.
All right, Josh, are you gonna see it?
No.
Oh,
No. What are you, stupid?
Josh, did you see Halloween 2018?
No.
Oh, Tashel?
Derek, did you see Halloween 2018?
No, I thought about it yesterday, but
Halloween 2018 hasn't happened yet.
no, the movie.
It's still October 20th.
No, the movie.
He knows he's being a dick.
Why would you do that to me?
Ding 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 ding. I can't do the theme song without hearing it.
I
To
don't
be
know what theme
continued.
song you're doing.
To be continued.
I was trying
the
to do
JoJo's one?
Halloween, but it was the Halloween
Oh.
song, but I did a terrible
does it go?
rendition.
I can't do it. Yeah, like I can kind of hear it in my head, but like when I go to try and do it, I'm like, no, that's not it.
I couldn't get the notes. I just
But-
embarrassed myself.
I mean, we can talk about the original Halloween, I guess, or Halloween in
Yeah.
general.
The original's the only one worth seeing.
Oh yeah, I think the original Halloween is like one of the best slasher movies of all time.
After Psycho, it's probably my favorite. I mean, I hate slashers, so
Oh yeah, I can't do it either.
that was better than mine.
All right, I had to look it up, but
I hate I think there was a remake in 2006. I hate that.
yeah, I've seen that one. It's trash
One. Yeah. So I've
because
actually
it got
heard this
super
one isn't
modern
that bad.
horrified, like modern horror movie-ified. The 2006 one,
Yeah.
where
And
it's super generic and all that.
the thing about Halloween, the original at least, is that like because it kind of was like if Psycho is the grandfather of the genre, then this is the father of the genre. So
Mhm.
it's like I don't know. A lot of the tropes came from Halloween, and in order to differentiate themselves, most of the offspring just like tried to take it over the top. So when you go
Right.
and you watch Halloween, it's really not that gruesome. Like it is like when you think about these people dying, but like there's not a lot of like gore. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
And it's
really
not going
like a
super hard with the horny teenager trope. They get murdered and it's all like
mean,
this.
it's
like
there.
they're there. They're definitely there, but it's
But it's
not
not as
like
bad as Friday the
cheesy.
13th.
Yeah,
Which is funny because by the time Friday the 13th came out, that genre was already like beaten to the ground. So
hmm but Friday the
funny that
13th
that's the
managed
one
to
that-
like survive. Like when I
Yeah,
think
I
of
don't know how
slasher
that one
movies, like
lasted.
Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Nightmare on Elm Street are the big three. But they just
Yeah.
are the big three, right? Like
No,
there's no I
definitely.
think. That's just facts. Big
And the
facts.
only one that even kind of competes with them is the Chucky movies. But
But I feel like people don't talk about Chucky anymore.
I wonder why not.
Yeah, and I guess kind of even Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, that's because he hasn't had a movie in a while.
That's fair. I guess
And
same thing
also,
with Jason.
I mean, when's the last time I heard about Friday the 13th was when that game came out. I don't hear about that.
yeah.
If not even Halloween, to be honest. I don't think
Oh, I mean,
they're as
what's
big a
his name?
part of
Michael
popular
Myers has
culture as
gotten
they
more
used to be.
movies in recent. Well, I guess with Friday the 13th, they just went off the wall with like Jason in space.
That's not a joke. They literally took Jason to space.
Yeah.
Space,
I'm
Jace.
gonna admit something. I actually kind of enjoy Freddy versus Jason. Like
Oh, it's so.
terrible, but it's just like it's a one of a kind kind of movie.
It's It's a scary movie. Like not a scary movie, but a scary
yeah,
movie.
like the Wayne's Brothers scary movies.
Yeah.
Basically, it's not scary at all. It's really not even that action packed because the fight is kind of lame. But it's just so dumb and ridiculous. Like if you cut out all the really bad Bourne stuff, which is like let's be real,
80% of the
60% of the
movie.
movie, when you actually get to some of the fun moments, it's actually kind of like so bad it's kind of entertaining. I'd rather watch that than Alien versus Predator, to be honest.
I'm with you.
I
Just
think Alien versus Predator is kind of like
just trash.
takes itself a little bit more seriously. I'm like,
Yeah.
but it's nonsense.
But I mean, I guess because Freddy doesn't take himself seriously. I guess that's
And
kinda
it's
why
funny
it
to
works.
see him and Jason bounce off each other because
Yeah.
Jason like has zero personality. So I want a new versus movie. Like, who would you want to see a crossover with, like, two movie franchises that's not a superhero?
That's a good question. That's not a superhero? Fuck.
I mean, because the superheroes has been done to death.
Yeah.
Because I remember when the Sony leaks happened a couple years ago, there was that thing about 21 Jump Street and Men in Black having a crossover. As dumb as that sounds, I actually kind of wanted to see that, just to see how off the wall it would get.
Men in Black and Ghostbusters.
That I'm okay with that, actually.
I mean, they're both basically the same thing
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah,
They're
they
just
could
ridiculous
that could work.
parodies.
Yeah.
Ghost aliens. I'd like that. I mean,
Yeah,
Alien
that could
ghosts.
be fun. Like, it has to be a comedy. It has to be like the originals, obviously. It can't take itself seriously in the slightest.
no, I want it to be in the vein of like the Freddy versus Jason movie, where it's just dumb and like tries to be
Nonsense.
like, oh no, this is a movie. It's like, oh well, actually, it's not. So
Right. Yeah.
I mean, neither of those franchises take themselves seriously to begin
Right.
with, so
Yeah. You know, good on you, Josh. We're going to
But I
have to
don't
edit
wanna-
that out because Sony's going to steal it. And it's going
I
to get
know,
leaked,
right?
and then they're going to not do it. Then we can do it.
oh
Hey.
shit, yeah. Then
But
we
Also,
can
don't
do
know if
it.
Sony has rights to either of those characters. I don't know if those are Sony movies.
I want it to not be in the style of the new one, the new Ghostbusters, or the new Men in Black, because like
yeah, I'm with you.
the movies back in the day, while they were self-aware, I think there was like a level of like, you know, I exist in this
Self-respect.
world and it is what it is. Nowadays, it's so like, hey, we're making a Ghostbusters movie. Hey, we're doing Men in Black again.
No,
Aren't
like-
we wacky?
That I think like a great way to put a lot of modern remakes is that even when the movies that they're remaking were like self-aware, those movies still respected themselves as movies.
Yeah.
Like the first Ghostbusters and the first Men in Black, like, you know, they knew what they were doing. They weren't like, no, we're gonna win an Oscar with this one, but they were like, but we are movies. Like, actual effort is being put into this. This is something that everyone is proud to put their name on. With a lot of modern remakes, it's just like throwing that idea out of the window and just going way too hard with
The originals have a South Park sense of humor where it knows what it is, but it's like, hey, this, you know, well, I'd say like old South Park sense of humor. And nowadays, the new Ghostbusters and Men in Black have like a Family Guy sense of humor
Yeah.
where it's like, I mean, there is no continuity at all. It's just whatever. It's just random. Woo! A story doesn't even matter. We're just gonna make fun of the fact that we're making fun of the fact that you know.
yeah.
It's
We're
that.
just gonna subversion.
We're gonna subvert the subversion and subvert that subversion, and then we're gonna revert and avert and divert and woo!
Invert the
and invert and
T. Why are we talking like Ti now? But I guess we can close with bad news. Bad news, everyone.
Good news, everyone. I have some bad news.
Doesn't he say that in an episode?
I think he
Yes.
does.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
The professor's amazing. He doesn't get enough credit. He's underrated. There we go. Yeah, Futurama in general, I feel like is kind of underrated, but that's for a different day. Someone write that down.
You write it down.
Okay. Wow.
I'm not your secretary, bitch.
All right, you're right. You all are not indeed my secretary.
I put it in the notes
No, I appreciate that.
because I actually
But-
do have a pad of like notes. Anyway,
But there's a CW Superman that's rumored to be in the making.
we should.
I know we
about
love
this with
CW
the other
shows.
DC
Yeah, I
news.
just noticed it, but whatever.
It's
We
gonna be
all-
bad.
We all
It's
love
gonna be-
CW shows, right?
Josh is like, let's cut the crap. It's gonna suck, man.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be one of.
This is going to be among the worst.
it's gonna be amongst them.
Yeah, I don't think this one's gonna do waves.
Like, have you seen anything about the Supergirl show? This is gonna be fucking
I've
awful.
read a spec script of a Supergirl.
I have a question. Is it gonna be in the same universe as the rest of the CW
Of
shows?
course it
I
is.
probably, I guess so. Yeah.
Is
How
that
can you have a superhero show that's not part of a universe?
Gotham?
Exactly. Batman's not in that show,
He is now.
is
Is
he?
he?
Yeah, I think the kid has finally put the costume on. I might be making that up,
Then
but I remember
why don't
reading
we
that
just go
somewhere.
watch Batman then? Why are we still watching this?
Gotham like sucks anyway. Regardless.
Gotham is nothing but camp and woo.
It has turned into woo. It used to not be, but like then they started bringing people back from the dead and
All right, no,
like, come
I'm
on.
tuning out. I don't care anymore. So moving
And
on
they
to
did-
Lana Del Rey and Azalea Banks.
Let me just say they did that actually before they introduced Ra's al Ghul, the concept of bringing back people back to life. So that's what that
Yes.
show is.
That's stupid. I've seen an episode of, like one of the newer episodes, like back in college, in one of my classes. Like we were writing spec scripts, and when we had time, we would watch an episode of a show that someone was doing a spec script of.
Mm.
And one day we did Gotham.
I'm sorry.
Which is it?
Did you know the Penguin is in love with the Riddler in that show?
I got
'Cause
that
that's-
vibe.
Because
Oh,
that's
yeah, I
when I
forgot.
needed in my Batman.
I forgot that was there. It's it's the opposite of Poison Ivy and Catwoman.
Poison Ivy.
It's also stupid. So
Yeah, but I don't care about this. I'm not watching it.
It's bad.
the guy I want to see Nick Cage as Superman. Because why not?
I'll be down for that. If Nick Cage is in the CW Superman, I'll watch that.
And can he have that awful costume from the Tim Burton movie that never got made?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
we can. That was
I
it.
teased it for a second. So that's pretty much all that's happened.
Somehow
Nothing
we
good has
dragged-
happened, has it?
No, somehow we dragged this boring garbage into an hour. We apologize.
Yeah, but
To be fair, we barely talked about
Yeah.
the actual news.
no, this episode almost didn't happen, but because we love the fan singular so much,
The fan singular.
we decided to buckle
We
down
did
and
this
find a
for
way to make.
you,
Yeah. Yeah,
For
but
you specifically, John.
and kind of only you.
yeah, tell your friends. But
Yeah.
sometimes we like to end with a little segment we call Ig'rance, named after the podcast.
Name drop.
Can we name drop ourselves?
The dog didn't like that.
But yeah, so where we just talk about whatever bullshit has happened that we think is like riffable. So I guess I'll walk us through this one, right? Since I know.
Yeah, you. Well, I know the whole story, but you brought it
Yeah.
up, so
So there are two musicians, right? One goes
in
by
air
the
quotes.
one goes by the name of Lana Del Rey. She's like kind of an emo pop singer, I guess. Is how to say it.
My friend said she sounds like she's always singing on the floor, and now I can't unhear it.
Yeah, she actually does. All right. But yeah, she's like a kind of an emo, not like emo, but like sad, somber pop singer. And then there's Azalea Banks. Tashel, how would you describe Azalea Banks?
Oh, she cray.
Yeah, she's a rapper who is just
Quote, unquote.
toxic, I guess.
I think
Like-
we've talked about her before. The girl is
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, she just has an awful personality. She's just hates a lot of stuff.
She actually, I don't want to take it into serious time, but she might need to get banned too, because I actually think she's like really mentally unstable. She needs to go get some help.
Oh, I agree with you. And
But-
she's like an Uncle Tom who likes, I don't know, she's crazy. But I guess with this situation, how am I going to say this? Because it involves someone else who's been banned from this podcast.
two people that have been banned from this podcast.
That's true. Okay, so
I know exactly who you're talking about too. We banned like 5 people.
yeah. But only 2 people who are banned have like a strong relationship with each other, so you might be able to figure that out.
Actually, 3 of them. The one
Yeah,
we just banned
yeah,
earlier
yeah.
today
I guess
is
he
a
is
big
related
supporter.
to. Yeah. But okay, so there's a black male who Lana Del Rey said by his actions is, despite being claiming to be this black man claiming to be an advocate for the black community, his actions are those of someone who seems to have their own interests at heart and is doing more harm for the black community than good, right?
That was a lovely way of putting it there.
Which I'm kind of in agreement with that, Like, I don't think that this person is doing, as a member of the black community, I don't think this guy's really doing us any favors.
Though I will say I don't really think that's her place to pipe up on something like that. But we'll get into it.
Yeah, and Azalea Banks responded by saying, "How dare you, as a privileged white woman, speak on the black community?"
Which I don't necessarily disagree with, but coming out of her mouth, it's like, girl, really? Are you serious?
Right, and
you?
And I feel, I don't know, like, I get what... I don't... But one thing that I will say is that Lana Del Rey does seem to... She almost seems to care about black people more than Azalea Banks.
That's not hard. I think Hitler cared more about black people than Azalea Banks. Like,
Jesus.
Just from a perspective of, like... One thing I do know is that, like, with a lot... Like, it's weird with a lot of, like, up-and-coming rappers, she's just really involved with them. And not, like, up-and-coming as in, like, they've already blown up, but just, I think, just people she likes. So, like, I think that she's a fan of the culture, which... whether or not a fan of a culture can comment on the state of that culture is a different conversation that will let people who are smarter than us have.
I think people can say whatever they want, but, like, if somebody other than Azalea Banks would have been like, actually, I would have, if you open yourself up to that, then you open yourself up to that. But it was just the person who answered. It's like, no, you need to shut up. If it was literally almost anybody else that would have said something, I probably wouldn't even have batted an eye at it, but Azalea Banks, shut up forever.
But that's not the fun part of this situation.
No.
So Lana Del Rey, she tweeted
earned the
that
right
out.
to say it.
Yeah, Azalea Banks, she's a part of the culture now. Like,
yeah. Can we replace her? Can we trade Azalea Banks for Lana Del Rey?
Oh, I'm completely with it. Sorry, Josh. You guys get Azalea Banks.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You'll just trade her off to someone else, I guess.
We'll just kill her.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
I want to wish death on the girl.
I actually
give her to someone else then.
Her music. Well,
Yeah.
I should say I like Lone and Machine Drum's beats that she made for her.
But so Lana Del Rey tweeted that out, and then Azalea Banks tweeted out what she said. This isn't your place to comment on it. And I think it was Lana Del Rey who just went like 0 to 100 so fast.
Well, no, because Azalea then turned it into a thing about it being racist that she even said it, and she turned it into a like, oh, you're trying to do a 2018 lynch thing. Like, girl, shut up. What are you even talking about?
Yeah, and then Lana Del Rey is like, hold on, I'm trying to pull up the tweets themselves. Let me see what exactly. Okay, so
no,
yeah.
Azalea Banks went into a
huge, ridiculously long rant. Like,
and the two women knew each other before this, which is why I think it irritates me even more, because apparently Azalea Banks and Lana Del Rey used to be friends. So for Azalea Banks to do that is like, you could have just called her and said this if you really felt that way. She just wanted to make a spectacle out of it. But, you know, go on, Derek.
And then
the best part is yet to come.
After the rant, Lana Del Rey, I'm gonna de-urbanize this a little bit for some of our folks out there. Lana Del Rey says, "You know the address. Pull up anytime. Say it to my face. But if I were you, I wouldn't. Banks, you could have been the greatest female rapper alive, but you blew it. Don't take it out on the only person who had your back," which is what Tashel was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just keeps on talking shit. Something about like Lana Del Rey's plastic surgeon. And Lana Del Rey is like, I'll send you my surgeon's number and a good psychiatrist because clearly your meds aren't working. Which, oof. So yeah, again, Lana Del Rey said, pull up to my address and say it to my face. And then Azalea Banks said, where's that pull up tweet? I'm taking it to my lawyer. And Lana Del Rey responds, tell him it's a promise, not a threat. I'll fuck you up.
That's not what she said. She said, "I'll." What did she say there?
She said, tell him it's a promise, not a threat. There's something where she said, I'll fuck you up.
I'm trying to find the
Exact
It says,
way she said
"I
it.
won't not f you the f up." You better do
Yeah.
it, Lana Del Rey.
Which, Josh, for reference, I'm going to send you a picture of these two people.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen their faces. I've just heard you guys talking
But,
about their ignorance.
Yeah, well, hold on. While I'm pulling up this picture, I don't know. That's like, why did Lana Del Rey say something much more tough than like most of these like actual like street rappers? You know?
They all seem to be scared of Azalea Banks.
Yeah.
Or
They're,
they might think how I think. The girl is nuts, and they're
Yeah.
like, you know what? Let me watch what I say,
or they just think they're above her.
or that. I mean, she's never charted a song on Billboard, so oops.
Which,
So I like that Izzy has purple lips in this.
Izzy. We're just gonna call her Izzy now.
oh yeah, Tashel's got it. I was gonna do one and then the other, but Tashel managed to find one with both. I will not fuck you the fuck up, period.
Yes, Lana Del Rey.
And I am all here for that. Like, she is about that action. And then you can't, like, start something with someone and then be like, well, I'm going to take this to my lawyer. Partially because, Azalea Banks, can you afford a lawyer?
Oh,
Like, you know, I don't know how things are looking in the Azalea Banks camp, but, I don't know. That was petty. I'm not sorry.
well, put it this way. Her album debuted at 30 on the U.S. Billboard 200, so
And I think Lana's last did one, so, like...
it sold 11,000 copies in its first week. To date, or as of April 2015, it sold 31,000 copies. There are more people in my home country than people that bought your CD, girl. You better shut up with this arrogant attitude. And I actually like Broke with Expensive Taste, but I can't deal with her. I actually, unless she says something outrageous, I'm okay with putting her on the ban list as well, because she's
Like,
just
not a
really-
hard ban like the other people, but I'm
No, she
fine
needs to
with-
get help. I feel
Yeah.
sorry for the girl, and like I've heard like bits and pieces of her talk about her upbringing, like she had a bad relationship with her mother and stuff like that. And so like I think it comes from a place of like a lack of self-love. So I want the girl to go get help, because she's clearly, I don't
Yeah.
want her to like off herself or something. So
Oh,
just
no,
go
I don't
away.
want that. No. I don't want to wish death on anyone. That's...
And she's really talented. That's the thing that irks me the most, I guess.
Yeah.
I used to be one of the people that was rooting for her. Now I want her to go away. I actually
Right.
think what Lana Del Rey said about her possibly being the best female rapper, I mean, the
yeah.
two women that are her competition, I'm not going to lie, I actually think Azalea Banks could have taken them both down, but, you know. She's her own worst nightmare. She's like, I don't know. She's like a...
She does it to herself.
She's like, I mean, she's just the classic case of, like, whenever you find that celebrity that you really like, but they are on drugs and they just won't get off it. It's not drugs with her, it's just her being a toxic person.
Right.
I
She
mean,
just,
it might also
like,
be drugs, but...
Maybe, but she just says... She's just a self-destructive person. She says awful things about people you can't say awful things about. And, like, is willing to die on these hills that no one is going to support her with.
Okay, so one of the things that I'll just point out, like, when I realized I was done with this girl was when she got into a fight with one of those boys from One Direction, which I'm not even sure, like, what any of them look like. But I do know that the person that she insulted is
Brown,
Middle Eastern.
like a Middle Eastern descent.
And she called the boy a sand nigger. Like, come on, girl.
Yeah.
And not, and like any Like, that's how
Yeah.
she is. Whenever she doesn't like somebody, all of a sudden everybody's nigger this and nigger that. It's like, oh, girl, shut
Yeah.
up. Like, you hate yourself so much. It's so irritating.
But then she is so quick to cape for like black culture, and
Oh,
but she
shut.
like spends so much time talking about how trash black men are. Like,
And black women. She always, as
Yeah.
a dark skinned woman, it's amazing how much she constantly tears down dark skinned people.
yeah.
She is a toxic
Well,
person,
she
and I
bleached
feel
her
bad
skin,
for her.
like, because of
She
that.
did. And then she turned it into it was for medical reasons. No, when she first started bleaching her skin, it's because she said she wanted to have lighter skin. Like, come on, keep your story straight. And then she started sacrificing chickens and stuff. I think she practices one of the.
What?
Yeah, she's.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I think she practices one of them voodoo-esque religions. I don't want to
Are we summoning devils?
possibly.
Maybe.
I don't,
Demons?
you know what? Actually, with that in mind, I think I'm gonna end that there because I don't want a root put on me. So.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get hexed.
Yeah, Azalea Banks is banned from the show until she gets it together. Cause I don't know. Every time I see her do interviews and stuff, I just see a really hurt woman, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I wish she would just get help. Cause it's almost like the world is ready. Well, it might be too late for you to reach the level that you could have reached. But the world seemed to have been ready for you, but you just kept getting in your own way.
Right.
I mean, Josh doesn't even know who you are, so.
But yeah, I guess that's it. Is it?
Yeah. I'll keep you in my prayers, Azalea Banks, as I pray
Yeah.
to Xenu and them.
Oh, I'm not praying to Xenu.
I don't even know if Xenu is a real thing.
I should sack
That's
some
the
chickens.
Scientology thing. But yeah, let's get off of that camp because if you're afraid of Azalea Banks, I'm not trying to mess with Scientologists. they got it. But yeah, I guess is that the episode?
I guess the silence means yes.
All right. Sorry about it being a shorter one, guys, but slow news week and strapped for time. So yeah, I guess that's that. Well, what's up, Josh?
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
Oh, he's just summoning demons now. Don't worry.
All right. Well,
I'm sacking chickens over here.
that's weird. But yeah, I guess we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.